started.
Okay. Have a Brazilian player, HCTVN01. Don't know. Okay, plays the English opening. I'm going to try knight f6. Brazil, yeah. HCTVN01. Okay, oh, I just played knight f3. What's this? Yes, this could be a symmetrical English. And he played d3 instead of d4. Sometimes white goes for d4 and tries to open things up. I could try and play d4 here too at some point. Maybe here. d4, pawn takes, knight takes, queen takes, and opens up a nice diagonal for this bishop. Now the queen sitting here after knight takes, queen takes. It's subject to a discovered attack from this knight, but the bishop is not defended unless the knight goes to h4, and from h4 it doesn't really make any threat. So it's no problem, no problem so far to have the knight there subject to this. Okay, so my bishop and knight are both attacking his knight on c3, which he defended with the bishop, so I can't. Knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes. It's not looking that great. Okay, I will just develop, I guess. I was wondering about knight b4. Okay, now the bishop is defended, so now I have to look at all possible discoveries. After knight takes, queen takes, this knight can go here, 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 attacking this guy, here, queen takes, here, here, or here. So I think it's still safe to leave the knight there. So let us develop my bishop. Eventually I think I'm going to play the move d6 here to defend my knight and not have to worry about all this stuff, but I want to get my bishop out of the pawn chain. But if I play d6 here, he can sort of force, he's maybe winning this bishop. It's a bit annoying. Okay, so queen here, maybe bishop here and trade it off, and then I don't have to worry about then I don't have to worry about the discovered attacks on the knight. Still have to worry. Okay. But that's a bit of a concession to have the bishop retreat there. His king is short on squares, and now I can think about attacks and tactics based on attacking f2. Okay, let's start. Now I don't want to block in my bishop. This is tricky. Okay, let's move the knight. Maybe that's not the best square for the knight. I wanted to play... yeah, you can just kick it around. Okay. I will reroute the knight. I'm thinking of pushing my pawns, the e-pawn and the f-pawn, and opening up a line onto f2 here. That's my plan. And just wanted to get this knight out of the way so it's not a tactical target over here. And I didn't want to put it in front of these pawns, so that's why I ended up putting it to a strange square like b4. But he just kicked it immediately. Maybe to c7, and then it can get back in the game via some of these squares. Well, after I play e4, which is e5 rather, after I play e5, then the knight can come to c7 and then to e6. He's hitting this pawn. Let's defend that. He's challenging my bishop. Okay, that's a bit annoying. Let's put a pawn here. Pawn here. It's got 2 attackers and 2 defenders, so it should be safe. And introduces the idea of knight to knight to d4 at some point. But first, let's get the knight away from the rim and get this other rook into the game and off of this diagonal. This diagonal can open, the light square diagonal can open against my rook here if I'm not careful. And the knight, which is currently defended. You have to always be careful of these things. So I want to make a lot of moves, which is actually a dangerous sign in a way. It means that maybe my plans are too slow. But, you know, I want to move my rook over here. I want to move my knight over here. I want to push the f-pawn. And if he doesn't do anything to stop me, then I should get a decent attack here. And maybe knight d5 too. So that's like 4 moves I have in mind. And if I could play them all, I think I would be in good shape. What is the queen doing there? Perhaps sporting the idea of knight to knight g5 looks like a logical move anyway. Okay, but I'm going to bring my knight in first to where it may do some more useful things here. Next I'm going to bring the rook over, then I'm going to push the pawn. Unless I should consider actually pushing the pawn right away, the immediate pawn push. But then knight to g5 hitting my bishop. Bishop here, bishop to g4, and then what? Oh, so his idea was to play queen to g5. I don't think that's a stable square for the queen. Where can the queen go from there? So I covered the light square diagonal with the bishop. I can attack this square with a pawn, either h6 or f6. The queen can go to I guess if I do that, he might throw in this check here, which would be a bit annoying. Okay, maybe this move first, f5. So the knight, if the knight comes to f6 with check, I can take it because the rook is helping to cover that square along with the bishop. And where else is the knight going? It's got to retreat. It's got to go back to e2, d2 rather. And now I can almost trap the queen, except that the pawn on g6 will hang if I push h6. So is there another way to trap the queen? Maybe with the bishop. So if I were to play bishop to f6, queen can't go here, here, here. Could go here. Or I could go back to there. Is there a knight move? Yeah, there's a knight move that attacks the queen. But my bishop is now undefended, so I do have to be careful here. Well, okay, let's attack the queen. I have bishop to g4 if he plays queen to h4 to attack my bishop. The only other queen move is back to e3, which doesn't look like such a great square for the queen, although it does hit the pawn, doesn't it? Maybe queen e3, knight to d4 is possible. And then rook. That's why I wanted the rook in the center here, to support these central pawns as I pushed them. I got rushed in my plans a bit, but I got in most of the moves I wanted. Okay, so if queen e3, then knight d4 is possible. If queen h4, then bishop g4. Then maybe if this knight moves, he could try and trap the bishop. Where could the knight go? Okay, went there. And there are other possibilities here too. I could hit the queen right away. First of all, there's 3 attackers on the pawn, so if I don't do anything, he can just take the pawn with the knight. But I could, instead of just moving knight to d5, which is a way of defending that pawn by blocking the bishop, I could also consider pawn to f4, knight d4, pawn to f4, hitting the queen. Queen has 1 square. And the knight somewhere might trap the queen. The queen is almost trapped, but I can't go to that square. His knight covers it. Yeah, he could have considered taking. Okay, so now, yeah, okay, the queen is nearly trapped. The queen has no squares to go to. I just need a way to attack it. The bishop can attack it. There we go. So that was game over. So he had to take the pawn, I believe. He needed to take that pawn. And, well, we can look at that. What was I missing? Yeah, oh yeah, he opened up all of these squares over here. That was not a queen trap. Not a queen trap at all. Okay, my mistake. And now he's pinned this knight. It's a good move. That pawn is protected. Pawn here would not be protected. I still want to continue this theme of attacking his queen, so how many squares does the queen have to go to? Like if I play knight to h4, does the queen have any squares to go to then? It could go there, there, and those are covered. That's covered, that's covered, that's covered. There. Maybe it's still trapped. If this works, no, he still has a square over here he can run to. Well, this should at least, he can also just take it. Okay, I was probably too obsessed on trying to trap his queen there. I mean, it's a useful thing. Okay, I'm back there. Okay, let's go back to the main line. I've sort of chased his queen away from the king side here. Let's just take. Also, this pawn is not defended anymore because I moved the knight away. If I push, let's see, what can I do here? I could consider taking here. Well, let's go with this. I can't because I'm pinned. Let's unpin the knight. Okay, I should probably start moving a little quicker here too. I'm a little rusty. I haven't played in a while. Yeah, so you can just grab that. And now, and it hits the rook. My rook in the corner because I never played rook d1, which I wanted to play a while ago. So I'm threatening his knight here. He can exchange and then just move his knight away. So where would the knight go? Here, and here, 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 covered. There. So back here or over here is possible. Yeah, so this maneuver I made with the knight chasing the queen, I should have ignored all that and just developed my rook to the center as I planned to originally. Some way, if you have the opportunity to strike a tactical blow, you should. You're sort of obliged to. It's the game. You win by finding those tactics, but they have to actually work. And if they don't work, then you've just wasted a bunch of time. His king is still a bit shaky. With the bishop here, queen coming in on this diagonal, it would be forced into the corner. There may be some tactics involving that, or knight coming in. He's got his knights nearby, though. They're actually providing good cover for the king. But I can get a rook on the open F file. Let's see, and he's starting to burn some time too, so we're not not so far behind here. Okay, brought his other knight in to defend. Okay, so I want to play knight d5, I think. That interrupts knight d4. Knight d4, which is why I moved my king there in the first place, was so I get this move in. It interrupts the defense of his knight with his bishop. Takes, I take. It's probably okay. He can get a rook on the c file then. He has to take with the bishop, though. If he takes with the knight, I take, bishop takes, and then I can grab the other knight. But if he takes with the bishop, I take, and then the two knights defend each other. And then he could play something like rook to c1. That would probably be good for white. He's up the exchange here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a pawn. The exchange and a pawn. Yeah, so he got that. And,
check.
Why is that? Oh, that's good because of his queen is defending that guy. Okay, so I can't take it. That's really my only move.
Check.
Wins the bishop. He's won the bishop. Okay, that was good. Here, let's get my other rook into the game. My remaining rook. And he gets his other knight there. That's interesting. Let's oh, he's got this fork here, huh? Yeah, so I'd like to get my queen on the F file here. Let's see, is there a way to do that? I don't see it. And I also have to deal with this knight, knight d6, knight e6 threat. It's forking 3 pieces here, and I can't seem to defend it. Well, I can start with this move. At least if he plays knight e6 here, and I just lose the exchange, I guess. I mean, not the exchange. It allows him to trade his knight for my bishop, which I don't really want. I do not want that to happen, but it's better than losing more material. Okay, can I bring the knight in somehow? Right, I'm going to attack the knight. And he's got this square here. Okay. So that is going to force, he can play rook to c8, rook to g8, and then exchange. And no, that's winning, actually. Rook c8, because the queen, the queen was covering g8. So rook c8, rook g8, queen g8 was checkmate. That would have been game over. Okay, but he's letting me live to play a couple more moves. Not that there's much hope here.
Check.
But that gave me a flight square.
Check. Check.
Let's see. I can't go down. I could block with the knight. Can he do anything about that? I still have possibilities here, like queen to f6 and knight to f3 check. Would be interesting. So it's not quite game over. He needs to get his rook to the 7th rank there. That unpins my knight, and also threatens queen to
check,
queen somewhere. Queen to f3 check.
Check.
I don't know if that really does anything. Let's see, is there a way to stop these checks? If I put the pawn there, you
black
can just take
forfeits
it.
on time.
Okay, I ran out of time. Anyway, yeah, my opponent was clearly winning there. So good game. I will upload this and do a postmortem as usual. See you later. Bye.